What's up, guys? We're here with Jose Santiago. He got 9th place at the Providence Regional this weekend, playing Purrely. Jose, take it away.
Awesome. So yeah, I got 9th place at the Providence Regional. Unfortunately, one spot off the top 8, but that's fine. We'll get it next time. But yeah, like I said, I played Purrely. I still think it's a really rewarding deck and fun deck to play. Barrier really sucks, but I think if you build the deck correctly, there's like things you can do through Barrier that are still pretty solid, and like hopefully you have interruptions to trade with their like main engine, so that's fine. So I played 3 Purrely, obviously, 3 Purrely, 3 my friend. I pretty much just maxed out on all the Purrely cards I could. I decided to still play 3 Street. Because it's a regional, this card can trade with a lot of the interruptions the opponent will have, like Book of Moon and Permanences. This is really good against Rescue Ace. It's one of the win conditions you have to be able to like break the board going second, so it's still nice. I considered cutting it to 2, and if I was heading to like a premier event this weekend, I probably would have, but 3 was fine. And then for the non-engine cards, I still played 3 Fenrir. I played this card Nationals, it was still really good. I think it's probably even better now, just because like this deck has such a high target on its back that like you kind of need other cards to be able to deal with like your opponent than the Purrely cards, because they're obviously siding cards to interact with these cards. Like this card helps you beat things like Encore. It helps you put up an interruption through a thing like Book of Moon on when you go to upgrade with the trap. Also, again, it's just still really good as far as like getting a discard when you don't want to have to discard your non-engine in order to start your plays. So I still really value this card. Also, when you go second in some of this, a lot of the times it'll bait out a Book of Moon or a Book of Eclipse. So that's like one less interaction that'll be used on your actual Purrely cards. So yep. And then I played 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Droll, 2 Nibiru, 3 Impermanence. I decided to play Droll in the main deck because it's a regional, so you'll probably see more things like Vanadium, Infernoble, and stuff like that. And it's actually really good against Chimera. And I did end up seeing those decks, so that's why I decided to play it. If I was at a premier event, probably would cut this for like, I'd probably end up just cutting these for like more engine cards, to be honest. Probably be like a 3rd Nibiru and then like another Prosperity. But yep. And then for the last card, it's 1 Prosperity, 3 Book of Moon. Again, if I was at in hindsight, I probably just would have traded the Droll for another book, another Prosperity, and another Nibiru. So, yep, that was the main deck. For the extra deck, 2 Noir, 2 Happy, 2 Beauty, 1 Baby Noir, 1 Plump. I don't think you need any more of these. I think this is totally fine. I did play 2 Zeus, Downard, Princess Sprite, Fuko. I like Fuko a little bit more than Slacker because you can get to game states where they'll have like a Book of Eclipse, so they won't like they'll wait for you to make Slacker. But if you make this, you can beat the Book of Eclipse, and then instead of making a Downard over the Fuko, you just straight go into the Zeus, and that way you can clear the Book of Eclipse for your other Purrely plays. So I think that interaction comes up enough where I like Fuko over Slacker. But Slacker is obviously still good, so there's consideration to play that next time. Azalea and Anima. This is one of the ways to help you beat Barrier. Pretty much against like Kashtira, for example, if they barrier you, if you're able to clear the monsters, like this card can clear 2 cards, it can clear a monster, and then it can clear like the Birth, which is their main source of follow-up. So if they have like no Kashtira monsters in hand, then you're pretty much chilling. But yeah, that was the extra deck. And then quickly for the side deck. Yep, so like I was saying, I played 3 Book of Eclipse. I just think having more books in the mirror is good, and in other matchups. It's not that good into Unchained in other decks, so I didn't want to main deck 6 for a regional, but it was still good in the side deck. 3 Cross-Out Designator, one of the only ways you can beat Barrier going second. Sadly, Reboot is banned. Yeah, it's also good into other matchups, good in the mirror match. Yeah, I play a Singular Duster as a backer removal. I didn't think I needed more. I think this deck is really good into back row that's not necessarily floodgates. I think it's good into like the back row decks that aren't trying to floodgate you out, and I didn't expect a lot of people to play those decks. I just played one of this. I'll play 2 Crow. I think this card has good overlap in the mirror match, and it gets Unchained, whereas things like Bistrels, which in theory obviously are better than Crows, they had more pointed matchups that they were good against, and Crow felt like it had more versatility, so I played that. And I played the 3rd Nibiru, the 3rd Droll on the side deck. Yep. And lastly, I played 2 Dimensional Barrier and 2 Solemn Judgment. Yeah, Solemn just make sure your upgrade goes through. For the most part, the only thing it doesn't hit is like Encore or Kaiju, but even then, if you have to rely on this to be an interruption, it's fine. And then for shout outs, I just want to give a quick shout out to my team, JNC Collectibles, our sponsor Dragon Ink, and all my friends, and some people that let me cards, whoever let me cards. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next time.